Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. Let's zoom in on two of my personal grails, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Duometre. On the right you have the 42mm platinum version with a frosted dial. This one is the chronograph version, but first let's take a look at the white gold black dial Duometre quantième lunaire. So this one displays the moon phase, and these watches are available at Backwatch department, specialist of pre-loved high-end watches. Now the functions of these watches are very interesting. You have two separate barrels, one for the timekeeping, one for the complication, so that one doesn't eat out the power of the other and affect the timekeeping, which is known to be extremely precise for these watches. So two barrels, two gear trains, and one escapement. At the top here you see the dimple to adjust the moon phase. The button on the left will adjust the date. When you pull out the crown, you will notice a reset of the long seconds hand, but also the reset of the impressive foudroyant sixth of a second at the 6 o'clock dial. So easy to set the time. On the top right there you have the hour and minutes, and when you re-engage, the foudroyant starts again. So it's a watch that is in constant obvious motion. Now the winding, you can wind both up and down. Going up you will wind, I believe, the right side, the power reserve on the right side, which is linked to the hour, the timekeeping. And when you wind down, so you can go up, down, if you will wind it that way, and that will wind the other barrel, which is in this case the regulator. So the finishing at this price point is gorgeous, and it is the reason why also it is my favorite Jaeger-LeCoultre. Everything below this price point will be mostly machine finished, but here you get the very best, maybe not the very best, but very high-end quality in terms of the finishing and ingenuity. You can see the dimensions here, just above 13 millimeters in height, and the lug to lug should be about 50 millimeters for this 42 millimeter version. I need to hide the bottom of the dial, which has the number of this watch out of a 200, so limited edition white gold. This watch available watch only, I believe. This one here I think has been sold out already, but you can check out the website of Backwatch department, link in the description. This is a rarely seen, first time I see this frosted dial 42 millimeter Duometre à chronographe, the chronographe Duometre. You can see all the little intricacies, details. So the dial here is much more quiet until you activate the mono pusher chronograph, and then you will have a whole activity. And let's power the watch. Same thing. One side you have the power reserve for the chronograph on the right side here, and on the left side here you have the power reserve for the timekeeping, which is put on the left side of this dial. So you can go up, down, or just wind the timekeeping, but then the chronograph won't work. There you go, the chronograph activated. You have the foudroyant, the 6 o'clock subdial that kicks in 1/6 of a second, and then you have the two long hands. The chronograph hands are in heat blued, so they can be differentiated from suppose a white gold, maybe platinum hands for the timekeeping. It is a really exciting watch, and you see the little aperture there for the minutes counter for the chronograph. Very exciting to look at these watches, play with them, wind them, and of course the winding is extremely pleasant on those beautiful calibers. So of course there is this is the previous version of the Duometre. The Duometre was relaunched this year with 3 gorgeous watches, slight modification in the complication. There's a gyro tourbillon as well. The prices are very high on the new watches. But the new cases are gorgeous, very rounded, very beautiful, while these ones that we are looking at, the previous generation, had straight flanks, so they tend to wear bigger visually on the wrist, but they are still quite amazing. But they had a 42 and a 40 millimeter version. The new ones for now will be in 42 and probably only stay in a 42. But let's take a look at this incredible caliber with a beautiful beveling, the blued screws, polished screws, polished screw things, and also the slots for the jewels. Just a gorgeous timepiece, and to me this is Jaeger competing with longer, with FP Journe, with an interesting, unique, exciting complication, and a watch that really keeps a great time, and should be the centerpiece of any collection. Here you have the full deployant buckle. So guys, yeah, let me know what you think about these. Would you add these to your collection? I've considered it. The previous generation timepieces come at reasonable prices. The reason I was actually talking to the head of Jaeger-LeCoultre in the Asia region, the reason why the prices have crept up is because Jaeger was one of the brands making the least margin on their watches, and they have to train and keep their excellent watchmakers, and raw materials cost more as well. So there you go, this is what explains the prices, and it's comparable to I think other brands that I have just mentioned. One more look at the dimensions. You see, yes, 42 by about 13 and a half, and lug to lug 50, so still very wearable, and gorgeous timepieces. Thanks again to Backwatch Department, link in the description. Bye bye.